I don't know if you guys caught my video about the wards, but um, I wanted to talk to you all about that real quick. And I'm going to have a serious conversation about this because you know what? When it comes to abusive people and abusive men, um, they are a trip. Okay. Um, so what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk about people attempting to normalize, like how many people, how it is like for some reason, um, people have tried to normalize domestic violence. Okay. I wanted to talk about that real quick, and um it's crazy, you know. Um I think that it is a minimalization of what a person actually put you through. And for me, because I was being verbally abused, like for myself, like it's not like it didn't happen out in the open and in the public. And to be honest with you, what I have been wanting to do is just move past it. And it's so sick. It is so sick for people to be on here normalizing it. I'm not talking about other people, like people that are supporting me as far as like, but honestly, the one thing that any victim of domestic violence will tell you is that they do not want nor need validation from the person that victimized them. They just want to walk away from that person. They just want to get away from that person. Okay. Because honestly, guys, listen, here's what I want to say. That spirit is parasitic. Domestic violence is happening because of something feeding. It's very parasitic. That's the whole point of domestic violence. That is the energy that is behind domestic violence. It's feeding off of the woman's energy. It is a demon, it is an entity that is feeding off of the woman's either pain or suffering. Now, for me, I'm a bit of a hard ass. I don't let people hurt my feelings, especially when I know that that's what you're trying to do. I'm not going to fucking let you do it. However, that energy and spirit, it's kind of like a conglomerate. It's a system. And what you will find is people gaslighting you, um, especially when it's being minimalized, right? People will gaslight you. And it'll almost be like people won't take it seriously. No man that is having a intimate relationship with a woman, a sexual relationship with a woman, should be abusing her and talking to her like that and demeaning her. And then, especially when it is a combined and group effort of abuse. So, I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of personal information. For me, I have actually been pretty much when I reach out to people to, about anything, anything that is business, like as far as like getting my house, getting a place to live, I have had to stop and explain that I am a victim of domestic violence, even though I don't want to consider myself to be a victim. And sadly, victims of domestic violence are marginalized, especially Black women are heavily marginalized. And I want you guys to be very careful. I want y'all to be careful as far as when they are normalizing it or gaslighting you about it, about domestic violence, even if it is verbal abuse, because verbal abuse can be worse on some people than others. I'm personally not the type of person that lets stuff bother me, but of course there's a lot of abusive men that they will say things to bother you. They want it to bother you. Okay? They even some men in your family. Okay? I've been verbally abused by family recently. Just to let y'all know. Okay? And it's been months and months and months of carrying on the abuse. So I haven't even gotten a break from it. Predicated upon by the abuser stalker contacting family and then the abuse continuing. So I want to let y'all know that because it's usually a energy or a spirit behind that. It is to continue the abuse. Now, the abuser that felt like because there's a group of people that it turns them on to see black women get abused in particular. Okay. And then there's, you guys know that I have my little side beefs with people that, helped the abuse go on publicly, which I don't know what it had to do with my platform. People wanted to use me for their channels to abuse me so that they could impress sickos. Okay. Basically. So there shouldn't be a situation where there's an expectation for the victim to have to be cordial with the abuser, especially because, like I said, I do have a significant other. I do have a significant other, hun. So the abuser is still trying to go around saying that I don't have somebody, which is sick. Go away. I don't deal with you. Stop trying to front like that. And then this is another thing. Hi, I'm an abuser. I can try to get this person back. No, you can't. I'd rather be dead. And trust me, I've thought about it for 1 second, killing myself. Trust me, I fucking thought about it. Just so that you would have no opportunity at all. So you know what? This bitch is dead. I can't fuck with her no more. And I'm not saying that I'm suicidal at all. But I have thought about it and I have said it. I have said it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to kill myself because you know what? I tried to go home. I can't even come back to families' houses without people bringing up family arguments. I was being held basically hostage in Georgia. I had no money to get home to my mother's funeral. And when I got back home, the abuse continued by people telling me that I couldn't make it home to my mother's funeral and gaslighting me like they didn't know what I was dealing with. So you know what? Here's what I want to tell you guys, okay? That is a spirit, right? And that is a spirit to where because for me, I refuse to allow sick perverted men either in my family or whoever they're in cahoots with, the abusers. I refuse to allow them to take my love life away from me. So, you know what you have to do? You have to ward off that spirit of abuse. You do. Because what the abusers want to do is they don't want you to have love, they don't want you to be happy. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly. So, if you guys have ever been through that, which it's freaking pathetic, the lengths that black men will go through, right? It's pathetic because 90% of the abuse occurred in social media along with revenge porn. Okay, so a spiritual ward will ward that off of you as well as your lover, right? Because the abuser just, I don't know what the abuser wants. The abuser is sick. What do you want? Oh, I just want you to be unhappy and miserable the rest of your life because they're miserable. Listen, I put up the video about my spiritual wards. I love my wards. I love the way that I'm doing them now because they last a very freaking long time. They're so good that really you only have to like kind of filter the water out or either replace the water in them. So get at me about that. I am asking for you guys to support my business. Yes, I do have a significant other. He doesn't have to do everything for me. No man has ever done anything for me. No. I've always been independent and I've always been a very capable woman. Okay? So I am asking you guys to support my business. I am a black owned business, and yes, even though the abusers, the narcissists, the setup artists, the scam artists on here, they wanted to create tension between myself and the LGBT community, but I am LGBT friendly. Okay, so just to let y'all know, support my business, you guys. Okay, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. It's absolutely freaking disgusting. Why do you black men want to see black women miserable? Why is that? What is the deal with that? Why are you promoting misery? Why are you promoting abuse? I'm not feeling good about the fact that somebody was replaying my response to the other abuser, because the abuser definitely brought together a group of women, a group of people, which is usually what narcissistic people do, so that they can abuse, so that they could try to abuse me. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit back and let somebody abuse me. I'm not that type of person. I don't even know why people even thought that. Like, I'm never going to break. You're never going to break me. You're never going to do that. Why? Why would I do that? And so, no, I am never going to be cordial with you or kiss your ass. I'm going to tell you to fuck off. I don't have to sit over here and go, oh, I'm so docile and da da da, because I'm not. I'm docile for my significant other. You know why? Because he is not abusing me and never has. Okay? In fact, guess what? Um, I'm not even going to mention that. So, guys, my spiritual wards, they start at, I think I put 200 on there. Contact me for that because a lot of you guys, because of men, because of abusive men, you guys can't really afford like full spectrum spiritual work. So, what you guys can do is get the ward, because every single client case, I start out your client case with a ward, which one of with one of my wards, whether or not it's a big tall 64 ounce, it may be 64 ounces, it may be 32-ounce jar, or it may be a like a 12 ounce. Okay, it depends on what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so make sure that you guys get at me. Time is of the essence. Obviously, I am moving. There are some people on this website that do have privilege to know when my move out date is. They're throwing it up in my face. It's absolutely disgusting. And what I can tell you is that your abusive spirit, I won't, it can't die, I guess, because, but it's going to be warded off of me straight up and down. Okay. Because actually, my significant other is helping me. He's helping me. You go to divineservicesapothecary.com. It's best to schedule a consultation. My consults should be priced at 60 or 30. But just I'll go and check it and make sure. Okay. It's at the link to my website is in the video description box. So you'll want to schedule a consultation because I have to take notes. I have to look at, I don't do anything without reading the situation. So you have to go and get a consultation and then I'll get you scheduled. So, yeah, you're welcome. So, yeah, that's, I do have a significant other, um, that of which, I felt like this energy basically trying to run him off. I have spiritual wards for that too. You can do warding for anything. You can do it for love, which basically is, it's like, you can create it, for whatever you need. So, and then also just warding off that spirit. So, my significant other is actually helping, but he's not doing all of it because he's not married. I'm the only one. Okay. So he doesn't have, which is great. Like, yeah, I have someone that's actually available. I actually have a single person. I'm not the side chick and nobody's asking me to be. Okay. And don't, I'm not trying to insult you if you are a side chick because, that wasn't me. Okay. Because some of you guys are in that situation and, the situation differs. Okay. Not too many people are the side person and are being abused though. That's, but anyway, so, but yes. And so time is of the essence, you guys. If you guys are going to get a ward, that would be a way to start. You know what I'm saying? You can ward off generational bloodline curses. You can ward off curses. You can ward off psychic attacks, which usually that's included. But it just depends on your situation because, that part right there, it's kind of like you never know what a person could be dealing with. And so the wards are actually like if you guys are looking for like that cheaper option that will be effective, okay, then that would be where to start. Now obviously when I get done with the ward, I usually like to work it, feed it, charge it for 1 to 3 moon cycles or either one cycle of the moon. And then some clients choose to have me boost it monthly, but I have to basically send it to you. Um, that's something that I go over with you at the consultation. Okay, those are very effective, especially a lot of you women. You don't have enough. You don't have a lot of money. I get it. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not going to sit up here and I'm starting a job very soon in addition to my business that I've been running for 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 years and they work. They really do start taking your life back now. Start taking your life back now. Okay, from these parasites and parasitic entities. Okay. Um so yeah, I think it's extremely inappropriate for people on the internet to basically have, like, it's inappropriate to me to display domestic violence like that as entertainment. Like, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And, honestly, for me, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It does. You know what I mean? As far as like what people are doing in social media to try to grandstand and try to take from me, to try to take away from me. That is very disrespectful. You are trying to impede on my space. You are trying to impede on my business practices. And I'm not going anywhere with my business practices, but I will tell you this, that I am going to use you as an example then. If you want to continue to come at me, I'm going to use you as an example. If that's the case, I'm talking about the people that keep coming at me sideways. It's totally ridiculous. Show some professionalism. Okay, so show some professional courtesy. People need my services, and people are out here being disruptive and problematic. And yes, I have spoken about it on this channel. A lot of people say that I shouldn't. You know what? I think that it's relevant. I think that there's nothing wrong with me coming on here and letting people know where my head is at. Everybody else does it. Why can't I do it? Why would I be any different from anybody else? Okay. So, it's not like it's not like it's something that I need to be ashamed of. No domestic violence, because and I don't feel like a victim, but I feel like people wanted to make me feel like a victim. Okay. So if and I just think that's a shame. And I'm trying to figure out who is signing off on this, because I haven't consented. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, no, because it's been going on for far too long for other people's entertainment. It's very inappropriate for anybody that committed domestic violence to someone to come online and lie to people and tell them, "Oh, you don't have a significant other." Oh, you what? What is the point in doing that? Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, certain spirits and energies, though, they do have to be warded off. And wards are very good, especially, for if you've reversed some stuff, because I'm telling you, especially when it comes to narcissistic abusers, they will try to keep you in a cycle of abuse. And again, like I said, my theory on it is that it is all about parasiting off of your energy, is what I believe that it's about. Okay. And so there's a lot of people that especially there's a lot of men who unknowingly do have parasitic energies on them. They do. And it's because of the it's because of the misogyny and sexism. You know what I mean? So sometimes the men that you deal with can actually be decent people, but you may need to ward off a bloodline curse. Okay, so just get with me about that, guys. I'm sorry, I had to take that phone call real quick. And I just look forward to you guys more so supporting the business and not supporting what has been going on. And, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There is quite a bit of content on this website because I am literally fighting for my freedom. I am fighting for my liberation because I've had a group of men and women all of them committing domestic violence. That's domestic violence. Stalking falls up underneath the category of domestic violence. Any kind of stalking that falls under the law, that is considered to be domestic violence. And since I came to the website to advertise my business, this has been what I've been experiencing. And I guess people feel like, well, I guess I deserve it because I fight back. I don't get what that's about, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the spiritual work that I do, it works, it's powerful. And right now, I am, offering the wards. They're not necessarily on special because it is something that you get with the work that you already are getting from me, because that's kind of like what needs to be done. Like, as soon as I get a new client, I do a ward for them, okay, depending on the situation. I think that that's important. I think that if more people did that, they would probably, be more successful at what they're doing. So, you know um but yeah, so you guys can get with me at divineservicesapothecary.com. Since I have left an abusive situation for a year, yes, I did do love work to lead me to the right person. And that's exactly what happened. Regardless to whatever you hear somebody else says, nobody on this website can speak for me except for me. We got a lot of people trying to do that. Okay. I don't know why, but that's what they try to do. Okay. So I have taken my life back, even though, again, like I said, um, and it sucks having to use myself as an example. That's something that I never needed to for business. I don't get that, but whatever. It is what it is. I feel like this too shall pass. I feel like this is gonna pass eventually, but I feel like people are still holding on. They won't let go. But I can tell you that if you are in a domestic violence situation of any kind and you're preparing to leave, the person committing the domestic violence will try to turn family against you. Obviously, if your family is against you because of that, they were against you to begin with. But I will tell you that they do spell work, and they will try to do spell work and things of that nature. Me personally, there's no amount of spell work that works to cause me to hurt myself, a family member, my children, my grandchildren, um, my significant other. I would never hurt him. I don't hurt my family. So I don't understand how that can be justified with it, but I have seen some pretty bad things be passed around. But, I personally feel like if you are needing support, because you are going to need support, a lot of people do need support. You do. You need support when people have done that to you. Okay. So you have me as a support system. And then also I offer healing services. Okay. All right. I'm going to go, you guys. I got to go. I have a lot to do. I am moving very soon. I don't like to say what exact date. But I will tell you that, it would really be nice if, I can get a few clients in before the 20th. Okay. All right, guys. So I will see you guys later. Okay. All right. Bye for now.